bananas, you say peppers. And we are back again today with another small business Etsy satisfaction. That is literally not a word. Satisfying, like one of those fidget things. You guys know I always find new, weird ones of these things, like the nose and the ear where we do the extractions. You guys, sentences are hard to come by for me today. So I actually found this product from a website that I like to browse all the time called This Is Why I'm Broke. That is just a super fun place for me to browse like every month or so. This is not sponsored, by the way, but I feel like they show you like Kickstarter things, weird things on Amazon, weird things on Etsy, just kind of like across the internet. Some of it is like ridiculously expensive, like your own personal underwater submarine or something. And then other things are like actually realistic and useful things, like the product that we're looking at today. So this is from an Etsy shop called Mini Maggie, and it's called a fabric picking cuff. And honestly, you guys, I'm into the picking things lately. I feel like this is our fourth like picking gadget. Ever since we tested out the picking stone last year, I'm like, oh, this is like kind of like weird and different. It's like a totally different side of the satisfying world from what I was used to with like slime and squishies and stuff like that. So this was, I think, $22.73. So like not super cheap, and it seems kind of small. So let's open it up and evaluate together. So it just came, oh, this is like, oh my God, you guys, just look at what I just saw, okay? Imagine my shock. It's almost like a fine line with these things, you guys. It's like satisfying yet disturbing. So it is a Velcro wearable wristband. This fabric even has a really interesting texture to it. And then this is like, I guess like a faux fur or just like a plush type fabric. And it has all of these dots of, I guess, paint. You guys, I honestly don't know what this stuff is. These small businesses and stuff seem to kind of like make this paint glue concoction. And that's kind of like, you know, the underlying premises behind all of these gadgets. That's what the peel and pick stone was filled with, like a paint latex type material. And then I feel like we tested another gadget out and it was like kind of the same type of stuff. Let's go ahead and put this on, and oh my gosh, you guys, this is definitely like loose on me. I don't know why I was like trying to make it like more fitted. That is what it looks like on. So it says that this can be used for those that pick at their skin or pull arm hair. Polyester fibers with non-toxic paint can wrap around the wrist or lay flat, move paint dots around between fingers to remove, pull fibers to simulate removing hair, or grab a pair of tweezers to help. And they say it's meant to be messy and adult supervision is advised, you know, if you're giving this to somebody younger. And they say, although this is safe, don't ingest any of this product, though you might be tempted, I suppose. So yeah, we are just about to test it out all different ways. We're gonna see how satisfying it is to pull at it with our fingers. And I also do have some tweezers handy dandy. I have a second camera right here, so you guys can really get the up close peeling and picking action. Let's try the way that they recommend it first, which is actually rolling it in your fingers and pulling at it. It does kind of feel satisfying, like just honestly rubbing it with my fingers. It is like, I don't know, almost like a sandpapery kind of feeling, but like soft sandpaper. You guys, that just feels silly the minute I say it. Is like, oh, it feels like I'm running my hand across some sandpaper right now. Isn't that so satisfying and soothing? Let's see, I'm gonna grab this one right here. Ooh, it provides definitely a lot more resistance. Dang, you really have to commit to tearing that. It did pull quite a bit of the fluffiness away from the fabric, because honestly, that's what I'm thinking about right now is, you know, for $22, how much could you potentially reuse this product? The other things that we've seen, the ears and the noses and stuff, you can just refill them over and over again, like pull the extractions out and then stuff them back in and kind of do it over and over again. The same with the peeling stone. You can buy the refill paint latex type stuff and pick the, you know, stuff out of the stone over and over again. But does this have the same reusability, because you're actually like ripping bits of the fabric off as you go along? So let's see if I can grab one here. Yeah, look at that, you guys. That's like, I never quite know if I can convey resistance to you guys. Like, wow, I'm really having to pull a lot. So there's that little guy. I mean, it takes like quite a bit of time. Like I would imagine like you'd really have to kind of, that one was kind of easy. I feel like these little bits on the edges are maybe like easier than these ones in the middle. Whoo! Yeah. Oh my God, so much like fluff in the air. I guess that's why they say it's messy. Let's see what it feels like to do the extractions with some tweezers. So let's go ahead and grab this one. Oh, I thought that the tweezers were gonna make it like easier. Not so much. Look at that. Oh, yeah, I had like a, what I thought was a good grip. Ah, you guys, I kind of feel like I'm gonna like with the tweezers, like tear this whole bit of fabric. Look at that. Oh my gosh. You guys, I thought that the tweezers was like actually gonna make quick work of this thing. Oh, look at that. It's like the paint kind of chipped off in bits that time. I kind of think I like the tweezers better because I feel like it takes even longer. See, you kind of just do pluck little bits at a time. Whereas I feel like, you know, when you just like grab it with your fingers, it's a lot easier. Ooh, satisfying. However, there is also a flip side of this for me where like I feel kind of guilty when I feel like I'm like damaging or like ripping or ruining something. So it's like a satisfying sensation, but at the same time, I do feel like I am like ripping this fabric. Like I feel like if you actually like picked this whole thing clean, like what would it look like? It's also kind of satisfying though, because like the fabric does become a lot softer, like obviously where you've plucked it or pulled the stuff out. So that is kind of like a second layer of satisfaction. Why do I keep wanting to say satisfaction? It's like a second layer of satisfaction. What is that word? Satisfaction. That's the word I'm looking for. Anyway, it's like when you get those dual textures, it does make it like even more of a satisfying sensation. So I'm gonna pluck one more up here. I never know which camera is like better for you guys. Oh, see, just little bits, little bits. I don't even know which one I was yanking at. So we're gonna go for this guy. Ooh, that one came out kind of easy. Maybe that's because that's the one I was just pulling on. So now what I'm gonna do is actually wear it on my wrist and see if it's as easy to do the extractions, if it feels more satisfying, less satisfying. I do just kind of like that texture. I don't know why. Well, I like textures. I've always been like that. Go figure. So there we go. Maybe wearing it actually makes it a little bit easier. Definitely, I feel like wearing it and plucking at it with my fingers is a lot easier. So let's see if that makes... Oh, look at that. Yeah, like just one pull now from the tweezers. Now I do have it, like I am kind of gripping it with my fingers as it is around my wrist, just because, you know what? I will not do that and see what happens. I feel like just because it is a little loose on me, like would it pull the Velcro off as I'm pulling on the bracelet, but it actually doesn't, but I still feel like I was like pressing against this surface. So let's test it again. Ooh. Yeah, for whatever reason. Well, I guess it's because, see, like the fabric is like pulling away with the tweezers. Whereas I feel like when I'm like actually gripping it and holding the fabric down, like the fabric itself, well, make a liar out of me. The fabric itself, I feel like doesn't have as much give at that point. So somehow it's making the plucking process easier. But it's kind of also about just like finding out the best method for plucking, I guess. And I feel like kind of once you figure out the mechanics of it and like the best way to just grip on to the paint pieces, it becomes like faster and faster to get it clean. So let's see if I pull it with my fingers. Oh, see, I just got the paint that time. So maybe pulling it with your fingers is like less damaging than doing it with the tweezers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I can safely say that even pulling a lot won't pull the bracelet off. So that's pretty good to know. I feel like I accidentally like pulled 2 paint pieces at once just then. So yeah, let's do a couple more. Ow! I have no fingernails, so that could potentially... Ow! Yeah. Ooh, it's like offering so much resistance that I'm actually like almost bending my fingernail backwards. This might not be good if you have long nails, if you get your nails done, gel nails, or do they do gel anymore? I don't think I like pulling at it as much as I like using the tweezers. It feels more like an actual extraction to me that way as well. All right, you guys, last couple extractions. I'm trying to not grab onto it. I don't know if like everybody would have the tendency, like if you would have the same desire to like grab onto it like I do. But yeah, this has been kind of interesting. So it's not really like as messy as I thought that it would be, like based on like, oh, it's super messy. That looks kind of like interesting and weird all on its own. It's like some strange kind of nest. Let me lower the camera angle again so I can give you guys my final thoughts. So I actually really like this thing. I think it's pretty cool and innovative. It's fun, and I feel like much like the picking stone, this is pretty time consuming. I feel like you'd have to just like, I don't know. Maybe if you were like not talking and filming at the same time and you were just plucking, maybe you could do it faster. The only thing I will say is I kind of wish that they sold this as a set, like the picking stone and some of these other fidget gadget companies do, so that you could get a set of the paint and then kind of like refill this item yourself. It would also kind of be cool if they sold it as like a place where you could somehow reinstall, you know, like if this was almost Velcroed onto the wristband, you know what I mean? So you could almost like replace this entire top piece of fabric, because the way it is now, I feel like maybe you could refill this item 4 or 5 times, which is pretty good. But then I think you would eventually get to a point where like you wouldn't be able to pick at the fabric anymore. It would just kind of like fall apart, or it wouldn't be as hairy anymore. I'm trying to see if it looks like this bit of plucked hair is shorter than the rest of it, but not really after just the first pass. So I definitely think that you could refill it like at least a couple of times. Like pulling off so much of the white fiber with the bits of paint did concern me at first, because I was like, oh my gosh, we're just gonna like pluck this whole like white fluffy fabric bald the first time we use it. But I definitely do think that you could get a couple more refills out of this thing. But as it stands now, you would have to, you know, develop your own kind of paint. I mean, I don't think that it's just like puffy t-shirt paint or something, but maybe I'm being really stupid. Maybe I'm wrong. Like maybe they are just taking like dots of paint and like applying it to the fabric, but it does seem like grouped and bundled onto here. So yeah, I would love to know all of you guys' thoughts and opinions as usual. Do you think $22 is too expensive for this? Do you guys think that this is satisfying? Would you want to try it for yourself? Do you think it's gimmicky, silly, fun? As usual, I want to know all of you guys' thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and for watching. If you're not already and you'd like to be, hit the button down below, subscribe, become a member of the Banana Peppers Squad today. And until I see you guys again, which is going to be very, very soon, stay happy, stay healthy, stay sassy, stay banana peppery. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll be back again very, very soon. Bye!